Oh, it's been a while. It's been a while, but MLB is around the corner, and there was a tech test, and you probably played the tech test. I downloaded it. I played a little bit, but I'm not really like the gameplay guy, so I don't. There's no need for me to put my 2 cents in on there. But we had some Diamond Dynasty news, and that is where we shine, and that's what we're going to be talking about. MLB family. We're a month away to the day. I'm pretty sure we are 1 month away, and I'm excited to talk about some of this stuff. Now, if you don't know, there was a stream. You guys can go watch that stream back. And honestly, if you're interested in Diamond Dynasty, I would go watch the stream back that Sony San Diego Studios put together. There's a lot of stuff that's in there, so you should, right? If you're interested in something, you go seek out all the information that you can get. Always, that's the case. Here is their basic little recap and stuff. Now, there's some questions in the MLB community around the concept of having 99 overalls on day one. Okay, this is where we gotta talk and start out with. So they mentioned that they feel, and I'm gonna get this wrong, I'm sure, but they weren't happy with this is written on Show Zone here, so I'm gonna paraphrase slightly. They didn't like that you would grind for a card, and then all of a sudden, like a week or two later, there would be a new better card. However, that is how a progression system works within the game. They wanted you to feel rewarded by giving you really good cards. I think MLB's biggest problem with Diamond Dynasty when it comes to the progression of cards was that it was a little slow at times, and then it was everything, right? It was like a drip, all 99s. And they have different versions of 99s, which I'm never a fan of, because you get 99 Ken Griffey Jr. and then there's another one. But again, part of the joy of playing these types of games is getting to create a team based on current day players and legend players. However you want to define the word legend is up to you. And that's one thing I always felt like they've done a really bad job on, is what a mid-tier card really can do from a legend perspective, because it seems like they always try to hold back significantly on those cards. You want to use a Griffey, you want to use a Willie Mays and a Babe Ruth and all that, but when they get those mid-level cards, they don't really compare and compete, because they intentionally try to make them not great so that you will want to get the next one. Part of the change coming in this year is the introduction of 99s early on. That is not a new thing. It is not a new thing by any stretch. But to combat that, they're going to be using sets and seasons in a way. Now, you see that up there. What are sets and seasons? At a really, really high level, seasons look like they're going to be about 6 weeks long. And within there, you're going to be able to use core cards throughout each and every season. Your core cards, right? Your base diamonds and team captains and all that sort of stuff, right? You're gonna be able to use those cards, and in season 1 you can use the core cards and set 1, and in season 2 you can use set 2, set 1 core cards. But in season 3 you can use set 3, set 2 and core cards. So cards are good for 2 seasons, and it looks like the seasons run, like I said, for about 6 weeks, unless that's just jargon on a screen that they've put together, like season 1 running through May 5th, season 2 May 5th through June 30th, right? And that's fine. People are obviously concerned about the fact that 99 overalls are going to just be there. But the weird thing is, they said, well, God tier cards come out after you grind for them in 1 or 2 weeks, so they're just extending that to a 6-week period. And again, without knowing how they're going to drip through content, it's impossible for us to really have a strong opinion. You can guess as to how it's going to go. You can guess these things, but I don't know. How does that affect wanting to do collections? Well, it kind of makes the collections a little more valuable, because those cards are always going to be able to be used. But I think it would also need to mean, in my opinion, that if these base core cards are also going to be able to be used, They actually need to be better cards. They need to be usable, because if you're trying to compete with 99 flashback, 99 legend cards throughout each of these seasons, I need these current cards to be good. You know, they have this willingness to like hold back on diamond upgrades. That needs to go away. If you're playing the best, give them a super upgrade, okay? Like, let it happen, right? That's the biggest thing to me that is going to drive all of this. Again, without getting our hands in on it yet, obviously we're a month away, and there should be more information coming along. I actually don't mind the change, because even in, you think of MLB, or if you play any of the other card collecting modes, you'll replace cards regardless. You do. Like the 99 overall card that is in season 1, day 1, is probably not going to nearly be as good as we go down the line. And especially as we get more game knowledge, we will know which cards maybe are a little more meta or something like that. So I'm really curious to see how that goes. Then we go to what is wild card. That is the ability to take a card with you across seasons. I would like to know a little more information on that, on how that works. Can you change? Can you never change? Is it a one-time thing? We don't know. But again, if you have a card that you really like, it kind of makes sense, because at the same point, when they are saying, hey, you grind for a card and then it's not usable, well, that's exactly what we're doing here, right? I can grind and get my favorite card in the game is a season 1 Ronald Acuna, right? Whatever it is, right? I can't use that card in June if I really like it and it's a good card. That kind of sucks. Or you can pick one. Well, what if there's 2 cards? Again, I don't know how it's all gonna work. The designated hitter, obviously being in the game, is a bigger change than people would think. Obviously, not having to pitch through pitchers, not having to hit with your pitchers. Jeez, who said that? But again, that's how the game is now. So that's what we need to do. The same thing with the two-way players. Again, it's fine. I want to see it in action, right? The concept is real simple, but does it make the games a little harder to get some of those outs? Because, you know, getting pitchers out, and it also takes away some of the strategy with pulling pitchers and doing all that. So that's going to be more of a strategy thing. And I will leave that to the smarter players of the game. Again, I'm good at building the team. I'm great at getting the no money spent aspect done. We're still going to grind and do all that out. I'm going to take you guys along my journey every step of the way, because that's what we do. Captains are a great addition, honestly. As they move more towards theme teams, I feel like MLB's really been missing the boat on what a theme team is. Captains obviously boost a designated player, right? Derek Jeter may boost Yankees, okay, right? Your pitcher may, is going to boost your pitchers, all that sort of thing. And then they can go into teams. They showed an example of using players from like the 60s or 50s for Willie Mays. Again, very cool little addition that they're doing. It's step 1 of what they should be doing here. Again, having to have that captain card though, again, can we get every captain card? Is it free to get every captain card? Is a very big difference from, well, I just want to build a Tigers team and I changed my mind and I didn't get the Tigers captain card, so now I can't do it. Again, I really hope that that's the way it's going to be, is that you're going to be able to get these cards with ease, honestly. Yeah, they should still be decent enough and usable cards, but you still want to be able to use those cards and be able to switch things around, especially as a content creator, and especially if you're trying to have more fun with these games. It's a great thing. In Madden, you can switch your theme team in an instant. It may cost you some coins or some stubs to make those changes, but you can do it. You're not paywalled behind anything, and you're not pigeonholed to, well, I want to change my team. Now I've got to go play a bunch of moments and missions and all this sort of stuff, and I didn't select that card, so I'm kind of stuck. We'll see how that all works out, but the more they get into that, the better, because it also helps. And I think a beautiful thing within games is to not play the same team every game. That's no fun. I love seeing the variations of teams. One of my favorite things, you guys know I play a lot of Madden, is when I load into a game and I see that someone they're a Broncos fan, so they run a Broncos theme team. You don't really see that all that often, but it's very cool that they get to do that. One thing I saw too, like with the boost, is like you need like 8 hitters for like the max level. Again, that's kind of it's a little too crippling in my opinion. It probably should be a little bit less, if we're being perfectly honest. And I hate to use Madden as an example, but they are what the king of what theme teams has been. So if you don't play MUT, I'll explain it to you. You have a roster of about 55 players in MUT, and to get a max theme team boost, you need to get 50 players on the same team. Well, 50 out of 55, 8 out of 9. It sounds very similar. However, you have a ton of backup positions in football. So it makes sense, you know, if your bench counts towards it really well too. Again, maybe that's really helpful. I would really love to see more of that. But again, getting all of that, you still want to be able to have the potential of your theme team, and the potential with, well, I still really want to use this card too. And I think that's what they're doing. That's the way it seems to me. But again, I think it's the first step of them into theme teams. They'll get there, and they'll get a little bit better with it maybe by year 2 or 3. Again, assuming it all works. But I love them going in the direction. Super cool. Mini Seasons 2.0, more computer games. Again, for someone who isn't as great at the game, a nice little offline grind. I do appreciate it. The amount of stubs, rewards, and stuff you can get from that. Being able to complete stat missions is cool. I really enjoyed Mini Seasons last year. I did it so much before. And then they have something about ranked co-op. I didn't play co-op last year. I don't think anyone wants me playing on their co-op team either, unless you just want to use my squad, because it's going to be good, but my stick skills is not the best. But it's a whole mode with its own World Series rewards. Again, very cool. MLB does a great job in giving you different avenues between seasons, between co-op ranked now, right? Events, battle royale, mini seasons, moments, lots of really fun interactive ways to play the game. And that's what I really appreciate. I don't play all the online. I don't really grind rank seasons. I'm not trying to get to a World Series. But I do like to play through Battle Royale because I like to use different cards. I like to play in events because, again, that shorter experience for me is more beneficial to me. If you're a better player, maybe that longer 99 experience works. I'm excited about everything that they've mentioned, right? I truly am. I like the idea of giving us 99 overalls on day 1 in the game, because they've done it in the past, and I really didn't mind it at all. But I'm really more excited for, because I can have a usable card for someone that I want to use much earlier on, because in the past I've found myself waiting far too long. I want to say it was MLB 21. The first like usable Ken Griffey card was like September. Griffey was my favorite player growing up. It kind of hurt, you know, like I was off the game by then and I never got to use the card. So if that means I can use one now, cool. Are we going to get a Ken Griffey in every season? Well, I don't know, right? There's a lot of questions. But I'm going to let San Diego Studios put the answers out for us before I go into any sort of negativity with it. Again, as someone who has played Ultimate Team games, someone who has played Diamond Dynasty, I want to say since 15 or 14 I've been playing. It's a long time, especially back then when there wasn't a whole lot really going on with it. I still enjoyed it. I think I'm going to enjoy this. It's a great way for grind and no money spent side. So I hope you guys will take the journey with me this year, learn some stuff, and if it's about getting better with the game, actually playing, don't worry, I will be pointing you guys in the right direction, because you know, I'm not a big MLB YouTuber, but I know the guys who are. I can tell you where to go. So I love you guys. I'm out. Peace.